Hello everybody, whenever, wherever, welcome to my channel. So today I'm talking about the energies of April and ongoing, and just what I generally see, themes. That may be not everything, but just these parts that seem to me just most pressuring. And for that, I will, as usual, go into a chart that I prepared for that. This time it's about the full moon around the middle of April that I chose for that because we can see a little bit the movements that are going on and the paths we take. So I will try to be a bit less technical because for those who are interested in more into the details of the astrology, I will link the written posts I made on my website about the new moon, and there you can read more about the actual details. So that's the chart of the full moon that will be on 17th of April, and at that time the sun will be here in the constellation of Pisces at the very end of it, because just here is the sign of Aries and then here the constellation of Aries. But here we are still in the constellation of Pisces, and it's in this area here at the bond between the two fishes. One goes more up here and one over here. This is the connection we have between the time, but so we also here we have that famous 0 point Aries, so that is where where it comes together, the time, the future and the past comes together and meets at that 0 point. So this is that part of the constellation Pisces. And obviously on the other side we have Earth, just past the longitude of Arcturus of Bootes and Spica of Virgo. So the sun is very immediate. It's what we shine out, what we express, what we bring forth, what we give out into the world. And Earth, our roots, the foundation, where we come from, on where we build, where we manifest, where we live, where we create in the physical world. So this Earth-Sun connection is always, all the time. We use it always as all the energies, all the different parts described by a whole chart, by every planet or asteroid or any body or any star system, any galaxy that we can observe, that we know of. It's all there, and it always gives the energy out. It's there all the time, all of it. And so these functions, they are more perceived in one or the other way, generally when we make these general readings, but of course also on the personal level. And we can always push through, we can go beyond that which is obvious. And this is a theme very big for these times. It is going beyond that which we know, beyond that what we just see, or uncover something and being open to receive, to see, to gain the clarity. Especially about ourselves. I know we all go through these times of doubts and maybe frustrations, and but also the times of when we have breakthroughs, yeah, when we could overcome an obstacle, when we actually found the strength within us to go through something, however hard that it may be, and somehow create something out of it, something that we can be proud of, or can be very happy about it, or we enjoy, or whatever it is. But it is like very rewarding, yeah, when we have gone through something and also learned something for ourselves, and we can say, okay, we did laugh the devil into the face, this obstacle, this darkness, or pain, or suffering, or whatever it is. We made it through, and we got something out of it. There is always a gift, something hidden that we can't see. So we have to lift these veils, this linen that covers the furniture, yeah, to protect it from dust, yeah. But we may get an idea, we see the shape, yeah. Maybe that's a sofa, maybe it's a table, but we don't know how does it really look, what color does it have, which material is it made of, is maybe even something underneath there, and we don't know. We have to actually lift that linen up and start to pull on it and unfold. But that also means we have to be open. We have to be courageous sometimes, because often we have these fears. We don't know what is underneath. We don't know what is around the next corner. We don't know what the future will bring. And that we are sometimes scared about. And so we don't really want to go there. The same is with asking questions. Sometimes we are very curious, we are very, we want to know. And we ask questions. But sometimes we don't, because we think, what maybe the person will think I'm stupid, or maybe it's perceived that something, how can you ask something like that? It is just so obvious. Why don't you see it? Or where are your thoughts going? That is dirty, or whatever, all kinds of reactions. Or maybe they are laughing at me, or maybe I make a fool out of myself, and all these kind of doubts, and then we don't dare to ask, and so we won't get the answer. But asking questions is sometimes the only way. Even if we don't direct it to a person, even if we just direct it into the space, or I don't know, the universe, the stars, the angels, God, source, whatever, we can always ask questions. And even ourselves, our hearts, our higher selves, our ideals, there is a lot there. We are connected to this field around us, and we get answers all the time. But we need to be ready to perceive the answers. And how we do that, that's different for everybody, right? Even when we have these, when we are aware of let's say, to use the term psychic abilities, yeah? Sometimes we can perceive something. We could say in a telepathic way, or we just have these inner knowings, these intuitions. We can hear whispers. We can see, kind of like I don't know, things written on the wall, or just in the surrounding. We can dream. We can whatever. We can get answers through so many different channels, and that just depends of how somebody individually is easiest to be reached. And it only needs that awareness to be open to receive the answer, and then we can build on that, right? So, and sometimes we just also need to let go. We need to let go of a problem, for example. We just need to relax and find this more calm, perceptive state, so that we can actually perceive or are ready to even notice an answer or an idea of how the solution may look like. And when it is something that's just about ourselves, we can go and act. But if it's something that includes other people directly, then we may have to open the communication, yeah? It's Mercury, yeah? During the new moon was just here with Chiron and the Sun. And now for the full moon will be in conjunction with Ceres, the mother asteroid. Yeah? So mothering, nourishing energy. And how we do that, or how we would like to be treated and how we treat others, how we nourish others and ourselves, or would like to be nourished. Yeah. So in conjunction with Mercury, the communication, the mind, the logic, fast thinking, but also the wisdom, the teachings, the let's say mythical experiences that can be combined with the logic mind and give that wisdom. Yeah. in combination. But it needs to be nourished. There needs to be some kind of even if it's just something simple like gratitude, that, oh, that's a great idea, thank you, universe, or whatever, and just to show that appreciation, that respect to self as well, to our guiding system, to all that is us. We sometimes we need to acknowledge that it's not nothing, it's a lot. All that help that we get all the time, it's not only our ego that makes things happen. No, it's so much more. And when we can dedicate ourselves to that relationship within ourselves, and the communication, that constant being together actually, and never being alone, because this is all one, then with that we strengthen it, we nourish it. Yeah. So, and we get a complete new foundation on what or how we act. Yeah, that's Mars here near Pluto, and just past his conjunction with Vesta. So we have this dedication, the action and transformation. But so the transformation is something that happens from very deep within, but can be triggered by things that happen in the outside world, or just in our lives, through whatever. Often it's can be events that really hit us deep within. May that be through loss or pain or lack, or any horrible things that can happen in our lives, but they challenge us so much and ask so much of strength and our whole being going through it, and then we can be rewarded with this kind of transformation, having going beyond that which we may have thought about ourselves to be possible, but only because we went through, we wanted to, we dedicated ourselves to go beyond, to know it's possible, to know there is a way. And with that we transformed, we bring that inner strength out, and with that we are in a rebirth process. Yeah, we bring with the awareness of how we did something, and that we have that strength, and that we have all these connections that are always there. that gives us a total new basis for a new self, for a new way of going, of a new way of dedication, a new way of acting. So that also means that, as I say so often, obstacles, difficulties are not per se something bad. They can be, or are almost always, something beneficial if we allow ourselves to see beyond, to be open to other possibilities than just that moment where we perceive that linen, the cover, instead of that which is underneath, the essence of it. And so for that, yeah, sometimes we have to go down, we have to go back to our essence, to our 0 point, if you want, yeah, to find that balance within self, or at least try to calm down a bit and say, okay, that problem is here now, and I sleep over it. I take some deep breath. I try to calm down with whatever that is, maybe in nature or having a cup of tea or whatever. Everybody has their own techniques here, and they are all, there is no right or wrong technique as long as it calms down and gives you a bit of space for yourself to open up, to perceive, to receive the information that is needed in order to find a way, a solution, or at least an idea of how to go on or out. And this going beyond that, we are really working on for quite a while from now on. And it will lead to breaking patterns or transforming patterns to a new programming of self. So these are the themes that I find most obvious at the moment, also through my own experiences, maybe, yeah. So we are all a little bit sometimes, let's say, in the loops, right? So there are many ways this all can unfold, yeah. That depends the individual life and where we are in the world and what is most pressing in our surrounding, right? But as I said, we can try to find another perspective on it, and also to try to not to take everything too personal, because we are all under so much pressure for quite a while. There is sometimes a tendency that when we are triggered, that we take things personal that other people may say or send out or do, even so they have nothing to do with us. And so for that, it's important to have these discernment abilities always at hand. and to see what is mine and what is thine in this sense. Yeah. mm, we can be compassionate, we can be understanding and loving and everything, but it doesn't mean that we have to get the energies into us that are sent out from people who are in maybe desperate states. There is always these fine lines between the situations, and for people who are very maybe more empathic and more open for feelings of and emotions that are around in the world, it's maybe sometimes difficult to draw this line, but it's nevertheless important to be aware of it. And when I talked about Ceres, the nourishment, it's also important to see that when we are all the time confronted, as example, with the news, or with I don't know, certain movies or series or something, that we have to be aware of our own state of being at that moment, because we may be more prone to take something on from that which may not be beneficial for us at that time, just because we may be already a bit emotional, or anyway already a bit sad, or angry or frustrated or whatever, and then that can add to it. So it's important to try to find that balance point where we can just take it a little bit more in a neutral way, without losing compassion or anything, but to not to adapt it, to take it in as part of self, and with that lower the vibration maybe. Yeah. So this is very important to be aware of these functions. Yeah. So especially, as we could see, it happens in Gemini, and Gemini is very fast and very communicative and adaptive. Yeah. So this is important to be aware of this functioning, so that we can act accordingly and know what is going on. And also, if it happens that we suddenly feel whatever, that we know, okay, so what it is, and then can take actions to lift ourselves up out of that again. So these are things that are quite big themes in these months, and ongoing from different perspectives. We see themes similar to this. So with this, I think I can close that for today, and I wish you all a wonderful time. Take care of yourself, and yeah, I always love to hear from you. So through whatever channel, please feel free, share your ideas and your experiences in these times, and I'm looking forward to that. And so there are also these things you can click, yeah, and they are there to be clicked. So okay, I see you next time. Bye.